Greetings and welcome to the Lone Star College online commencement ceremony. I am Dr. Chris Davis, Faculty Senate President and Professor of History. On behalf of the faculty, I extend our warmest congratulations to the class of 2025 on reaching this important milestone. Graduation is both the celebration of your education and hard work over the years and the beginning of an exciting new chapter filled with opportunity. As you move forward, carry with you not only the memories, knowledge, and skills you've gained at Lone Star, but also the values that define your alma mater: curiosity, innovation, accountability, and a spirit of community. Faculty, join me in wishing the class of 2025 a heartfelt congratulations. At this time, please join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance with our SGA President, Ms. Katie Brown, followed by our national anthem.
Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kadian. I am Dr. Laura Betancourt, Interim President of LSC Online. And on behalf of our Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff, I warmly welcome each of you to the 2025 Lone Star College Online Commencement Ceremony. Commencement is the highlight of our year. It is our proudest moment to see you, our students, achieve your academic goals. Students, this day is all about you. Today, we gather together virtually as colleagues, as family, and as friends to recognize and celebrate you and your accomplishments. The diploma you are receiving today is representative of all of the hard work and dedication that each of you has clearly demonstrated. Your earned degree and/or certificate will indeed expand your opportunities, as well as set a foundation for lifelong learning. And it is our hope that your experience here at Lone Star College Online has deepened your capacity to appreciate the inner qualities that unite us all. On behalf of everyone here at Lone Star College Online, we feel grateful and privileged to have been a part of your journey. Our Lone Star College system has a long legacy of strong leadership that has continued under the direction of our Chancellor, Mario Castillo, and our Lone Star College Board of Trustees. Joining us from the Lone Star College Board of Trustees, Trustee Miriam Saldivar, who will be conferring the degrees and certificates being awarded today. It is now my pleasure to introduce our leadership team. Ms. Kadian Brown, SGA President, Dr. R. Chris Davis, Faculty Senate President, Ms. Holly Finley, PSSA President, Dr. Jess Kelly, Executive Director of Online Teaching and Learning, Mr. Vincent Nguyen, Executive Director of Student Services. I would like to now thank and recognize the remaining administrators, faculty, and staff of Lone Star College Online. It is through their dedicated efforts that we are able to collectively achieve the college's mission of advancing student success. Dr. Jess Kelly will now introduce our keynote speaker.
We are honored to be able to introduce to you one of our graduates today as your keynote speaker. Kristen Nicholson served as the online campus's first ever Student Government Association president. Kristen served her campus well, and her leadership has motivated her to continue her education. Her experience in helping to build the foundation of the SGA for students now and in the future of this campus has been invaluable to both her educational journey and the function of this college. Please welcome your fellow Lone Star College online dragon, Kristen Nicholson.
Hey everyone, my name is Kristen Nicholson, and like you, I recently graduated from Lone Star College Online. I was able to achieve my first educational goal of earning my Associate of Arts last fall of 2024. In achieving this goal, I was able to use the 60 credits that I earned as a stepping stone that paved the way to my transfer to Texas A&M University in Corpus Christi. Initially, I started out with Lone Star as a dual credit student completing college courses while I was still in high school. Although I began my academic journey with Lone Star because of its dual credit partnership with my high school, I stuck with the college because of its flexibility and online courses. When COVID had hit, I had switched to an online high school and became accustomed to completing all of my coursework online and on my time. For me personally, I found that having asynchronous classes where I could complete them at any time, as long as I was meeting the deadlines, better suited my lifestyle and allowed me to have greater flexibility while still working towards my educational goals. When I had been in person, I found that it was harder to keep up with turning things in and still having a healthy work-life balance. I would occasionally forget a crucial assignment at home or even forget to do it. I found it harder to manage my academic responsibilities and the responsibilities that I had to take care of outside the classroom. Yet I found that when I was completing my coursework online, it allowed me to stay more organized, keep up with the deadlines, and overall to balance not only churning in and completing my assignments, but also other responsibilities outside the classroom. When I started completing my coursework online, like many of you, I was nervous about staying on top of deadlines and keeping organized. But as I navigated a new online learning environment, I was able to pick up learning techniques from different professors that still shape how I approach coursework. One of the most impactful lessons I learned was about the importance of a planner. One professor from the college emphasized the importance of writing down tasks, and it made a key difference for me. By being able to see what I needed to mark off my to-do list for the week, I was able to not only stay on top of my coursework, but also have the satisfaction of marking off assignments that I completed. Now, I not only use a planner for my college assignments, but also for my personal responsibilities. Because life gets busy, and there are other responsibilities we have to take care of. Whether you're taking care of another family member, being a parent, working, or potentially having a disability, it can become difficult to juggle it all. That's why, even though I had the opportunity to switch to a four-year university straight from high school, I instead chose to stick with Lone Star because the college helped show me how I could excel better with online education while still moving forward with my educational goals. At first, I was also nervous taking online courses that I would not have the opportunity to meet and interact with other students in an online environment. I was worried about feeling isolated and that I wouldn't be able to find my own community within the college. Yet, I was pleasantly surprised. Not only was I able to interact with other students through many discussion posts and responses that I would have to curate, but I was also able to interact with both students and faculty members through the clubs that I participated in. One of my favorite clubs I participated in was the LSE Online Student Government Association. Joining the Student Government Association was one of my favorite parts about Lone Star. I absolutely enjoyed every minute of being the president for the club and getting to meet so many other students and faculty members. I loved being able to hear everyone's ideas and support the founding of new clubs. Through the club, I feel as if I have made a lasting impact that future students would be able to see. I loved being able to see as LSE Online went from not having student organizations to many different new clubs that have formed and even adopting a mascot. It was such a great experience to be a part of the association's foundational year and to be a part of the beginning of LSE Online's student life and organization. Almost being able to interact with all the lovely individuals that I met through the club, such as Dan and Casey, who assisted me and my fellow student government officers. Through joining the Student Government Club, I also had the pleasure to learn the Investment Club. Being a member of the Investment Club was a great experience to have because it taught me many different ways to be financially conscious. I also enjoy reading and discussing the book, The Psychology of Money, in a few of our different meetings. From this club, I also gained a new understanding of the stock market and had fun participating in the Stock Market Challenge. I had always wanted to actually invest in the stock market, so doing the challenge was a fun way to test my luck while not testing my bank account. Looking back on each of these experiences that I had while earning my associate's degree, it makes me feel not only grateful for the opportunities that I had, but also proud of myself for how much I was able to accomplish. And I hope that, like me, each of you will be feeling accomplished and proud of yourselves because you did it. Even though there were deadlines that could prove challenging at times, you still pushed through. Despite balancing work, family, and the challenges that life threw your way, you were able to persevere. Your perseverance sets an example that no matter how or where you are completing your degree, if you have the dedication and the grit, you can do it. And I urge each of you to carry the same grit and determination into the other aspects of your life. Whether that is working towards another degree or accomplishing personal goals, if you keep the same determination that you had in completing your associate's degree, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. So pat yourself on the back and prepare to celebrate because you did it. Congratulations to LSE Online's graduating class.
Thank you, Kristen, for those inspiring and insightful words. I know that our graduates will reflect on them in the years to come. Now, we are pleased to share some information about how our students' academic achievements are recognized. Students graduating with these achievements may receive special designation in the commencement program, as well as on their transcripts and diplomas. Associate degree graduates with high cumulative grade point averages are acknowledged in the following ways. 3.9 to 4.0 summa cum laude, 3.7 to 3.899 magna cum laude, 3.5 to 3.699 cum laude. These achievements are the result of tremendous dedication, sacrifice, and persistence. Congratulations to our 2025 graduates who have reached these milestones. Phi Theta Kappa is the world's preeminent honor society of the two-year college. Phi Theta Kappa's mission is twofold. First, to recognize and encourage the academic achievement of two-year college students, and second, to provide opportunities for individual growth and development through participation in honors, leadership, service, and fellowship programming. Students are invited to join Phi Theta Kappa after completing 12 hours of coursework towards an associate degree, with a grade point average of 3.5 or higher. Students are then required to maintain a 3.5 cumulative grade point average throughout their studies. We would like to celebrate our 2025 graduates who have achieved this level of academic scholarship. Congratulations to our Phi Theta Kappa graduates. We would like to now take this opportunity to recognize our veterans who are graduating with us today. We deeply appreciate the dedication and sacrifice you have made for our country. We are honored to have been a part of your educational journey, and we commend you on your graduation. We would also like to acknowledge those members of our audience who have served or are currently serving. We sincerely thank each of you for your service to our country.
We will now confer the degrees and certificates. Trustee Saldivar, on behalf of the faculty, I am pleased to present to you and the members of the Board of Trustees candidates who, having been certified by their faculty for satisfactory completion of all the requirements for the respective associate degrees and certificate programs, are eligible to be conferred said degrees and certificates.
As a member of the Board of Trustees of the Lone Star College system, I now confer upon each of you the associate degree or certificate of competency, the requirements for which you have fulfilled or will fulfill this summer, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
At this time, we are pleased to announce our candidates.
Amia Biha, Associate of Science. Anna Dora Abke, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Amanda Acosta, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Marina Akima, Certificate in Business Operations. Luke Anderson, Associate of Science. Rebecca Apostle Hernandez, Associate of Arts in Teaching. Rachel Applewhite, Associate of Arts. Rebecca Earhart, Associate of Science. Kashiva Armstead, Associate of Arts. Laura Areola, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Brandon Arroyo Mina, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Joanna Bonda, Associate of Arts. Alexis Barnhill, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Victoria Berrigan, Associate of Arts, Phi Theta Kappa. Manish Bhaskar, Associate of Arts. Yolanda Billingsley, Associate of Arts. Mackenzie Blackwood, Associate of Arts. Gregory Bowers McNeil, Associate of Arts. Kara Brown, Associate of Arts, Phi Theta Kappa. Cadian Brown, Associate of Science. Luke Carroll, Associate of Arts. Kenya Castaneda, Associate of Arts. Spencer Choate, Associate of Arts. Rebecca Cibrian, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Alexis Clark, Associate of Science. Mitchell Clarkson, Associate of Science. McKenna Clevenger, Associate of Arts, Phi Theta Kappa. Hashi Kalina, Associate of Science in Biology. DeAndre Columbus, Associate of Arts. Enadelia Coronado, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Maria Correa, Business Operations Certificate. Samantha Cruz, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Bryce Davis, Associate of Arts, Phi Theta Kappa. Courtney Davis, Associate of Applied Science in Business Administration, Phi Theta Kappa. Leanne Della Fosse, Associate of Science. Brody Dizona, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Andrea Elizondo, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Kaylee Erickson, Associate of Science. Melis Erzin, Associate of Arts. Stormy Flowers, Associate of Arts. Caitlin Francis, Associate of Arts. Jessica Gomez, Associate of Science. Fernando Gonzalez, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Josephine Goralski, Associate of Science. Naya Guillory, Associate of Arts. Brianna Hernandez, Associate of Arts in Teaching. Davy Sia Hills, Associate of Arts.
To my kids, Leazare and Marcus Jr., Mommy loves y'all. I did this for you, my biggest motivation. To my husband, family, and friends, I thank each and every one of you for all your support.
Jacqueline Holmes, Associate of Applied Science in Architectural Design. Jasmine Houston, Associate of Arts. Kara Hubbard, Associate of Science in Biology, Phi Theta Kappa. William Hune, Associate of Arts Business Field of Study. India Jackson, Associate of Arts Business Field of Study. Hafsa Jamal, Associate of Arts. Pre-Jaislyn James, Associate of Arts. Francis Johnson, Associate of Arts English Field of Study. Crystal Jones, Associate of Arts. Khalil Jones, Associate of Arts. Paxton Keithley, Associate of Science. Christy Kaiser, Associate of Applied Science in Accounting. Hannah Ladd, Associate of Science. Melody Lane, Associate of Applied Science in Business Administration Marketing. Jackson LaPlante, Associate of Arts Business Field of Study. Lauren Lafharn, Associate of Arts in Sociology. Layla Liu, Associate of Arts. Hallie Lehman, Associate of Arts. Akaya Logan, Associate of Arts Business Field of Study. Jennifer Lopez, Associate of Arts. Juliet Malone, Associate of Arts. Brianna Martinez, Associate of Arts Business Field of Study. Martha McBride, Associate of Science. Jamiria McCoy, Associate of Science. Kayla McCoy, Associate of Arts in Teaching. Joss Rain McWise, Associate of Arts. Jesus Medrano, Associate of Arts Criminal Justice Field of Study. Salvatore Migliore, Associate of Arts Business Field of Study. Tylik Miller, Associate of Science. Cassie Morris, Associate of Arts English Field of Study. Gianna Nelson, Associate of Arts Criminal Justice Field of Study. Kristen Nicholson, Associate of Arts. Gabriela Oriana Guzman, Associate of Arts. Latrice Orsambo, Associate of Science, Phi Theta Kappa. Brianna Ortiz, Associate of Arts. Charles Pack, Associate of Arts. Amy Perez, Associate of Arts in Teaching. Cameron Peterson, Associate of Arts Criminal Justice Field of Study. Moina Lua Phillips, Associate of Science. Moyunini Walua Tai Phillips, Associate of Science. Gianluca Pierre-Louis, Associate of Science in Computer Science. Kendall Pittman, Associate of Arts Business Field of Study. Chelsea Pittman, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Yayera Ramirez, Associate of Science. Salome Ramirez Gomez, Associate of Arts in Teaching. Maria Ramos, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Natalie Ramos, Associate of Science. Tony Ramos, Associate of Arts. Lena Rana, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Angela Rapp, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Mary Cruz Razzo, Associate of Arts. Jordan Reese, Associate of Arts. Lakeisha Reeves, Associate of Arts. Brenna Richard, Associate of Arts. Dulce Rincon, Associate of Arts. Nathaniel Ritchie, Associate of Arts, English Field of Study. Eliza Beta Rodriguez, Associate of Science. Eva Rodriguez, Associate of Arts in Teaching. Daryl Sam, Associate of Science. Myra Sampson, Associate of Arts in Teaching. Amy Satcher, Associate of Arts. Jamesia Scott, Associate of Arts. Nanditha Selvaraj, Associate of Science. Isabella Shook, Associate of Science. Precious Sloan Mingo, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Gabriella Smuss, Associate of Science. Susan Stratton, Associate of Science. Anna Natasha Tedesco, Associate of Arts. David Thompson, Associate of Arts in Sociology. Tom Iris Tlukanova, Associate of Arts. Sebastian Torres, Associate of Arts in Speech Communication. Contran, Associate of Science in Computer Science. Krista Trevino, Associate of Arts. Tracy Trier, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Yi-Ing Tsai, Associate of Arts. Andrew Tyson, Associate of Arts. Brett Veith, Associate of Arts, Criminal Justice Field of Study. Christian Velasquez, Associate of Arts. Victoria Wakefield, Associate of Arts. Melissa Walk, Associate of Applied Science in Administration Services. Victoria Walker, Associate of Arts, Criminal Justice Field of Study. Jiahao Wang, Associate of Arts. Cadence Washington, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Lauren Wegner, Associate of Arts. Colin Weller, Associate of Science. DeAndre Williams, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Julia Williams, Associate of Arts. Shatara Williams, Associate of Science. Jeremy Wolfson, Associate of Science. Brianna Woodfork, Associate of Arts. Kobe Worthy, Associate of Arts, Business Field of Study. Ashley Young, Associate of Arts. Jenna Youssef, Associate of Arts.
Graduates, now is the moment you have all been waiting for. You may now adjust your tassels to the left. Please join me in congratulating the 2025 graduates of Lone Star College Online. For all of us, our achievements have not been earned independently or in isolation. Therefore, it is fitting that we acknowledge with sincere appreciation the family members, friends, and loved ones who have contributed toward the successes of our graduates. Thank you all. Today marks the beginning of the next chapter of your lives. Some of you will be immediately entering the workforce. Others of you will be pursuing additional education. But whatever your next step, know that within each of you is an unlimited potential of possibility. And as you continue on your journey towards realizing this potential, please know that we, here at Lone Star College Online, are cheering you on and wishing you great happiness and success in all that you choose to pursue.
Congratulations, class of 2025!
Congratulations again to graduates of LSC Online for 2025.